Hello YouTube, this is your boy Uncle Aki. And right now we'll be talking about the famous copper mask. But before we talk about or do a review about how it feels, how it looks, I think what's more important is that we would at least try to understand why or how copper kills viruses. Because that is what the hype is all about. Because apparently copper kills viruses. So the question is, how does copper kill the said virus? What I'd like to tell you guys is that this is not a new thing. As far back as 1600 BC, the Chinese already discovered what copper can do against bacteria and viruses. Just like diarrhea, for instance. People back then already noticed or discovered that if they drank from a copper vessel instead of the regular pot clays or something, they don't get diarrhea. So they pass this knowledge along to their children and so on and so forth. Copper is so effective against bacteria that people began to use them as doorknobs. Because when a lot of people discovered copper's qualities, they began to integrate the material to a lot of things that a lot of people would be touching. Because as you know, these sickness or bacteria or viruses can be transmitted by a contact. So these high contact things such as doorknobs are then coated or made up entirely of copper for that purpose, right? In fact, in some hospitals abroad, they use copper for handrails. At the sides of these beds, there are supposed to be handrails. Now, some hospitals abroad, they use copper as handrails for their infectious diseases section. In fact, even their sinks, they also use copper for the obvious reason. So yes, copper is really effective against bacteria and viruses. So how does copper kill these viruses? So I'm gonna use the simplest explanation that I can find out there. Because if we're gonna go all sciencey about the details and the explanation about how copper does its killing, it's gonna be very time consuming because there are a lot of terms there that then I would have to explain. Because if we're gonna explain it that way, I know that some people would then have more questions because some of us would have encountered these terms for the first time. So I chose the explanation of Mr. or Dr. Michael G. Smith. He earned his PhD from Indiana University. So he's from the Department of Microbiology and Immunology from the College of Medicine. Now, according to Dr. Smith, when a microbe lands on copper, ions blast the pathogen like an onslaught of missiles, preventing cell respiration and punching holes in the cell membrane or viral coating and creating free radicals that accelerate the kill, especially on dry surfaces.
So, ano yung microbes? Ano yung ions? Ano yung pathogens?
Now, this is what I'm trying to say. So even with the simplest explanation, I still feel that I need to explain or at least clarify what those three terms are in order for some of us to truly understand what's happening. So an ion is a charged atom or molecule. So this is the property of copper that kills or attacks those microbes, right? Now what then is a microbe? Microbes are tiny living things that are found all around us. So from the word microbes, or rather, they're also called microorganisms. So now you have an idea about what microbes are. And pathogen or infectious agent is a biological agent that causes diseases or illness to its hosts. That means a bacteria and a virus is considered as a pathogen, right? Because it can be or it is infectious to its hosts, and by host that means us. So now that we have that cleared, let's try to revisit the sentence, right? So when a microbe, so that's the microorganisms or the virus and bacteria, lands on copper, ions or the charged molecules of copper blasts the pathogen. So the pathogen or the infectious microorganisms like bacteria and viruses. So think of it this way. So say for example, this is a virus, right? So when it lands to, say for example, this is copper or made out of copper. So when the pathogen lands on copper, the ions or the properties of copper blasts the outer protective layer of this bacteria and penetrates it and kills it. I know there's a better way to explain that, but that's the main idea. Right? I think I should also tell you guys that it's not going to be instantaneous most of the time. It depends on the microbes, about how weak they are. But I've read that sometimes it takes within 4 hours. So that is how copper kills pathogens. So now we move forward to our review. So I got this from Lazada for 380 pesos plus shipping. So as you can see, it's still wrapped in bubble wrap. Let's just open this. Here it is. At the back, it says strong antimicrobial layer helps kill 99% of germs. Parang safeguard lang na. Superior bacteria exterminator effect. Comfortable respiration. Complete prevention of saliva droplets. Helps prevent dermatitis and allergies. And harmless to humans, of course. So this already includes a 1-piece antimicrobial copper mask film, 10 pieces reusable non-woven filter, 2 pieces a seal sticker, 8 pieces colored copper mask logo, 2 pieces elastic string. And it says that it's good for 30-day use. Curiously, it also says not for medical use. So inside, this is how the packaging looks. It's decently packed, so it's not a flimsy plastic covering. It has stickers. So here are the 10 the secondary layers. So when I originally bought this, I thought that it's just gonna be this. So this is the copper film, the outer layer. So this is the one that kills the microbes. It has this plastic feeling on the material. Not really stretchy, but yeah, it's kind of like a plastic cover, right? Though it's shiny, it's not that elastic. Again, it's more like a plastic cover, a thick plastic cover. There are 10 of these, and it said that you can use each one 3 times. So all you need to do is just wash them, but you need to do that gently because I think its texture's not really that fragile. It looks like a tissue paper. It has that feel, but it's of course it's much tougher. I can tell that it's more durable than that, of course. If you're gonna clean this, I would recommend that you do it gently, and you don't really have to scrub it like you would do if you're gonna be cleaning a shoe or if you're gonna be doing laundry. So there's a proper way to clean these, and if you want to know more about that, you can just leave a comment and we'll try to do a vlog about it. You can clean this and you can reuse each one 3 times. That's why you can use this for 30 days. Now here's the elastic thingy that you put around your ear. Let me try and assemble these. This goes in, because if I'm gonna put this inside, because when this gets pressed into your face, I guess it's gonna hurt over time, so it needs to be outside. There, it's just a simple installation. Which way is up? Alright, so I finally figured it out. So apparently you need to use this sticker here. And let me just do that. So apparently you need to put one of the stickers here, this part, and below. Right, so let's try it on. Right, I don't know if you can still hear me, but there it is. So all I need to do is just choose what color I'd like, because there are 3 colors here, red, black, and blue. Oh, there's also a green one to match. I don't know. It's not really important, right? So yeah, so here's how it is. So let's get on to the review. Comfort wise, it's really comfortable, especially since you have these adjusters right here. So it depends upon you. If you have big head, bigger than mine, all you need to do is just adjust accordingly. So there are beads here for that purpose, right? And yes, the breathability, yes, more comfortable than the cheaper ones, of course, especially the cost. Right. So as you can see, there's a hole there. So that's where your air comes from. Yeah. So I feel like a villain in this mask. You know, like Batman's nemesis. You know, Tom Hardy in The Dark Knight. Yeah, it kind of feels that way. But yeah, it comfort wise, it is good as I said. But looks, I don't know if you'd agree with me or if you prefer something else. But yeah, it's okay. I'd give it a 10 because, well, as for me, I like simple designs because of its simplicity. I'm happy with it. Now, if you're gonna ask me if it's worth it, is it worth it for its price? I know 380 pesos is a bit pricey, but again, if it's about health, why not, right? So, if you're asking me if I'd recommend this, then yes, I'd say I would recommend this. Because after all, you get to use this for at least 30 days. But that's just me. I'd like to hear from you guys. So what do you think? Just leave some comments there and suggestions. If you want us to do some comparisons about this and the cloth mask and what have you, yeah, sure, I'm open to that. Alright, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so because again, that would help me a lot. So guys, I thank you again for your time and I will catch you on the next vlog.